It has started. We're off. We're off for a very interesting final.
Welcome to stage 4 of La Vuelta Femenina. After blitzing their way through the fastest women's World Tour stage ever yesterday at an average of 45.6 kilometres an hour, the peloton are preparing for a punchy day to Guadalajara. Marianne Vos is out to defend her red jersey before the climbing begins in earnest on Friday. This won't be a walk in the park though. There are plenty of lumps and bumps. Only one official climb, the Alto de Jorge, but it tops out with just 12 kilometres remaining, so we are unlikely to see a big bunch sprinting it out for victory. It took around 50 kilometres for a breakaway to form, and it was breaking apart with around 50 kilometres to go. The Olympic champion Anna Kiesenhofer struggling to keep pace at the front with Ana Victoria Magalhães and Patricia Ortega. A little bit further back, Charlotte Kohl was struggling. The DSM sprinter dropped from the peloton, which was about 1 minute behind the three escapees. Tota Magalhães ended up leading solo, although she still had Ortega and Kiesenhofer on her tail. Andrea Alzate then attacked from the peloton for the Enecat team, who had Marina Varanik in the original breakaway. The Colombian looking to bridge her way up to the front, but the main bunch were gradually closing in, with the race leader Vos looking nice and relaxed in red. Alzate and Kiesenhofer eventually caught up to Magalhães, but their advantage was only around 30 seconds. For a stage that was described as flat in the roadbook, this was starting to hurt. And it wouldn't be long before the GC favourites started making their moves.
It has started. We're off. We're off for a very interesting final. This shows that Vos is ready to defend that jersey.
That injection of pace bringing an end to the breakaway. Several women then tried to attack, and two of them snuck away. Aranza Villalon, yet another rider from Enecat, and Georgia Williams of EF Education Tibco. They opened up a small gap and they were first to the intermediate sprint in Tendilla. That left 2 seconds available for the peloton, and they were duly snaffled up by Vos. Three other riders managed to bridge across to the leading duo, but they were all brought back at the foot of the final climb. Movistar, who kicked off all of the action in the crosswinds yesterday, taking control for Annemiek van Vleuten. Demi Follering and Mavi Garcia coming to the front as they hit the steepest part of the climb in Jorge. The front group was now down to around 25 riders, including Vos. Van Vleuten attacked just after the summit, quickly followed by Follering and Garcia. Her rivals scrambling to shut down the move, with Vos desperately trying to stay in contact. Liana Lippert then started lighting things up for Movistar, going not once but twice, and second time around she was joined by Follering. But the German champion didn't look massively keen to work with one of her team's biggest rivals, so they were brought back again with 2.5k to go. Chloe Dygert also tried a big late move in those pink shoes, but to no avail. They were all back together again as they hurtled into Guadalajara, with Vos looking for back-to-back wins.
Coming out of this tunnel, a little bit of a gap there for the rider of SD Works. That is, of course, Marlene Reusser. Just ahead of Marianne Vos, we find Norsgaard, and ahead of Norsgaard, it's Chloe Dygert. Then Vos launches her sprint. The people in the streets of Guadalajara see La Roja, and they know that she is the queen of cycling. Another stage win there for Marianne Vos. What a magnificent win again by the Dutch rider.
2 wins in 2 days for Marianne Vos, who had to dig deep today to stay in the front group with help from Rihanna Marcus and Amber Krak. The 3-time world champion showing her strength and class to win the stage ahead of Emma Norsgaard and Marlene Reusser. She is now just 2 shy of 250 career victories and was full of praise for her teammates.
The girls did a really good job to bring that down and to control that group. And from then on, actually it was trying to stay in front and trying to stay in control of the group. And I want to thank my team to do that so well and to control the group and to control the brakes and to be there with me in the final.
Vos wins ahead of Norsgaard and the SD Works pair of Reusser and Blanca Vass. Van Vleuten 5th, followed by Dijknen, Schaby, Dygert, Persico and Dronova. The Dutch woman extends her lead over Dygert to 25 seconds, with Marcus, Krak and Schaby making up the top 5 after Henderson lost time, but there is set to be a big GC shake-up tomorrow. Vos has an even bigger lead in green, nearly 100 points ahead of Dygert. Her main sprint rival, Charlotte Kohl, had to abandon the race earlier today after being dropped. And finally, we have a new Queen of the Mountains with Elise Chabet taking over from Jad Viel. Well, the mountains is where we're headed on Friday with the first Category 1 climb and the first summit finish. It promises to be spectacular, so join us then, and thanks for watching.